pursuit. Me trusting that I'm clear about this thing and this is what I will achieve. There are no other options. It says the simple secret is the seeking, the pursuit. Dreams begin to crystallize into reality when they are pursued. That means, sister or friend, or until you start to pursue a thing, it will never happen. It's not fixing to happen. It ain't gonna happen. It never will happen. It will simply be a thought that was never turned into fruition. Like it never came to be because you didn't pursue it. You thought about it all day, but it is the pursuit of the thing. Good morning, Joshua. It is the pursuit of the thing that makes the difference. And if we're not willing to pursue the thing, if I'm not willing to chase after it and trust in the pursuit of trust in my power that is mine, then what are we going to do? Thank you, Joshua. So we can confuse wishing and wanting, right, with pursuing. You wish for something, you want it, but are you pursuing it? So we can confuse with wishing, wanting, and pursuing. Good morning, Cree. So if I'm not clear, or if I'm not trusting in the power of the pursuit, I mean, if I'm not trusting myself enough to go after that, I'm going to sit in wishing and wanting. Girl, I really want to do that. Girl, I wish I could do that, but we never pursue that. And the answer is in the pursuit. That's where the realization of it all comes. That's where the understanding of it comes. That's where it becomes reality. But you got to trust yourself enough to do that. Right, Joshua? How hard are you willing to work for that? So in the pursuit of things, you are crystal clear that Sister Rise will happen in October. Make sure you grab your ticket. bit.ly/Sister Rise. Share it with a friend. Bring a friend. I'm crystal clear that will happen. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I'm trusting in the power of pursuit, meaning I'm trusting that as I talk about Sister Rise, as I make it available, then the person, the woman who is to be there will be there. I trust that pursuit. I trust in the power of that pursuit. I trust that as I write book 9, that the end result will be another bestseller. I'm trusting in the power of the pursuit. Now, if I sit here and I wish that I could sell a ticket to Sister Rise, or I really want to sell a ticket, then I'm not in the pursuit of the end result of it. And so I'm sitting in my wishing and wanting, and it hasn't come. And now I'm saying, but I don't know why it's not here. Listen, I thought the good thought, like JoJo said. I had the positive thought, like she said. I did my affirmations. I have them all over the place. I've done everything. I've been taking notes. And JoJo said to do this, but it still ain't happening. But are you pursuing it? Are you getting confused with your wishing and wanting with the pursuit of it, with the doing of it? Because behind all of my affirmations and my powerful thoughts and everything that I want to say and or do is the pursuit of the thing. The pursuit of it. The going after it. The doing of it. It's not going to happen until you do it. Listen, I don't know how to do it. That's fine. You take the next. What the most amazing thing happens, and I'm such a firm believer of this because I've seen it happen for me personally. When I know that let's take Sister Rise because it's easier. We can use release weight. When I understand that I'm hosting Sister Rise retreat and ain't no way around that, like it's going to happen. When I am clear on what's fixing to happen and I'm pursuing that thing and I'm trusting myself to pursue that thing, the most amazing things happen. What I do not know comes to me. So if I've been a fan of the Fearless Morning Show for 5 years now, one of the quotes that absolutely saved my life is don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. What I can do is tell you about Sister Rise, and we talk about it and we share about it. When I focus on that, the things I cannot do take care of themselves. The doors will open. The answers make themselves available. Because until you trust the process or the pursuit that of the thing that you're going after, it's like God, the world, the universe, whomever you think of, doesn't trust you with the next steps because it has not seen you take the action of the pursuit. Hasn't seen you pursue the thing. It sees you sitting, wanting, and wishing and thinking that it's pursuing. Like sitting on the couch eating potato chips or eating cookies. Man, I wish I could release this weight. And I need to start somewhere. I just don't know where to start. We're going to put the cookie down first. Sometimes the first step is the power of pursuit. And when you take the first step, to say, hey, I want to release this weight, put down the cookie, the next step makes itself available. And it will not until you decide that it is worthy of pursuing. We have $1 million ideas. I know $3 million ideas in my head right now. And I'm so thankful for the connections I'm about to make these things come true. I have $3 million ideas in my head right now. But if I do not trust in the power of the pursuit to start working on it, then what's fixing to happen? Right, Creed? The first step is the hardest. It's hard because you're having to overcome that mindset. Come on, Joshua, go ahead. Listen, I love a good bicycle ride. As long as the seat is big enough, Lord God. Because them little bitty seats, honey, is not fun. But when I trust in the power of my pursuit, when I understand as Cree said, the first step is the hardest. Absolutely, that is so true. The first step is the hardest. But it's also at that first step that you convince yourself that you can do this. Sometimes you need to convince yourself. I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I need to convince myself that I can do this thing. You can do it, friend. You can do it. Whatever it is, you can do it. You dreamt it. You dreamed about it. You thought about it. You put all the positive thoughts and affirmations. Now you've got to go after their dream. Okay? You got to go after. You got to pursue that thing. And in this you. So the first step is you trusting in the power of you to say, JoJo, you can accomplish this thing. Cree, Janice, Joshua, Tammy, you can pursue this thing. It begins with the first step, right, Joshua? And if I can just grasp that for 0.2 of a second, and I feel it in I call it my knower in your stomach. You feel it in your gut, which is your first mind. Your stomach is your first mind. When you feel it in your first mind and you let that come up and let it guide you, friend, I'm telling you, I read this book every month. U Square. It sits, if it ain't on my desk, it's on my bedside or it's somewhere where I can touch it immediately. And once you read this, you'll want to read Quantum Leap. And so I read this weekend, sitting out on my front porch, just relaxing. It says, wishing, longing, wanting, desiring, they are not the same as pursuing, period. These are mental states. And although they play an important role in getting you to where you are, you still have to pursue it. Right. Feel it down in the sha-na-na-na. Nah. So on this great, most amazing morning, I want you to trust in the power of the pursuit. Trust in that. We're not getting wishing and wanting confused with the pursuit of it. I am a millionaire, the first millionaire in my family. I'm a multimillionaire. I am Sister Rise. I am my sister's keeper. I am Bear Your Hair. I am Waddell Consulting Services. I am Light, Love, Healing. I am those things. And when I trust myself in the power of the pursuit to go after that thing which I said I am. Y'all know what I'm fixing to say, right? Your words can't come back to you void. They cannot. But I've got to trust it. If you want to pick up your Bible, friend, go ahead. We already talked about that. Everybody in the Bible had to have a mindset. They had to deny their current reality. They had to not only step outside of their box, but they had to do something. They had to trust in the power of the pursuit, period. That this thing, which they want, but does not agree with their current reality, they having to deny that and have a change of thought process. This is where the thought is so important, with the wanting and the wishing and the dreaming. That's important. They had to dream it up here. They had to have a change of mind. They had to deny their current reality to see that what they really want could be. They had to have faith and determination to do it, which is the power of the pursuit, trusting in the power of themselves, that even though this is my current reality, when I step out here, and I think it's Joshua that was told, wherever you place your foot, it is already yours. You have to trust in the power of the pursuit, that wherever I place my foot, and I've said that many times in my life, Jojo, wherever you place your foot is already yours. And on this wall over here is a Bible verse. I forget, I think it was Peter. It says, if it pleases thy servant, if it pleases you, bless thy servant. Trust in the power of the pursuit. It is the first step that is the hardest. As Joshua said, the journey begins with the first step, the journey of 1,000 miles. You've wanted, you wished, you dreamt, you've done all the mental work. It's time for you to not look at your current reality. It's time for you to pursue the thing which you said you wanted. That which you think and that which you seek will always eternally reward you. You will always be eternally rewarded for that. Meaning, whatever you wishing, dreaming, and thinking, you're in the pursuit of that. It will reward you of that eternally, forever. But you've got to understand that you got to trust it. You got to understand the power of it first. So on this great, most amazing day, I want you to be peaceful, period. I want you to be peaceful because there's nothing else after that. You've dreamed many dreams that were yours for the taking, but did you take them? You've dreamed many dreams that was yours for the taking, but did you take them? Did you trust in the power of the pursuit? Did you trust yourself to go after that thing, to say, yep, that's what I want and that's what I'm going for? Did you trust yourself enough for that? Sometimes you find that trust, friend, in the stillness of being still. Let's insert another Bible verse. Y'all remember when homeboy was running from the woman because she said, I'm coming to find you. I don't care where you go. And he went and hid in the cave and the birds had to bring him food. And he was asking for a word from the Lord. And the wind blew and the earth shook and the thunder and the rain. But it wasn't until the still small voice. You got to trust in the power of the pursuit. And as you're trusting in that, number one key to live past crazy is to be quiet. You got to get still to be clear about what it is that you're pursuing. Are you pursuing crazy, chaos, insanity, destruction, mayhem, instability, bad relationships, bad friendships, bad financial ships? Are you pursuing those things? This weekend I took time to be still in that. So let me tell you what I did. Still, and I sat and I listened. So Saturday morning, after I did a few, planted the garden, right? We did a whole garden. We was not planning on that. But when I came in and took a shower, I took an hour to meditate. And then I put my oils and my crystals, and I did some reflexology on my foot, and I sat silently. There was no TV, there was no music, there was no phone. I shut the doors to my room, and I sat quietly and I listened to what I had to say. And as I rubbed my feet and gave thanks to my body for carrying me, for doing all the things, more answers made themselves available because I was quiet enough to hear it. Yesterday, I was easy like a Sunday morning. My favorite Lionel Richie song. If y'all don't know I love Lionel Richie by now, we cannot be friends. I was easy like a Sunday morning. I woke up. I had watermelon. I sat on the front porch. I made some tea. I moved easily. I walked lightly. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't have conversations with people that I didn't feel like talking to. I didn't turn on the TV. I sat quietly. And then I took another shower, and then I did a 2-hour meditation. And the sun comes in my room, and I was like, oh, I really want to go sit out in the sun, but I didn't want to sit in the yard because I didn't want the distraction of the cars. And so I noticed the sun coming in my bedroom. So I got my little towel and I pulled it up. I pulled my towel up to my window and I sat there in the sun. And I sat quietly and allowed the answers to come. For 2 hours, I stretched, I sat, I moved, I did whatever my body said it wanted to do. If it wanted to take a little nap, if it wanted to stretch more, wherever the sun moved, JoJo moved. And then I kept getting closer and closer to the wall. So there was nothing, I couldn't get no closer. And that's when I said, thank you. I got up and I was still easy like a Sunday morning. I ate lightly, still didn't yell, still didn't scream. I did all the things that my body was asking me to do. And I was clear about trusting in the power of the pursuit of the thing that I was seeking the answer for. Whether that's Sister Rise, whether that is Bear Your Hair, whether it is writing another book, at some point, you've got to trust in the power of the pursuit. At some point, you need to be quiet so that you can hear, so that you can understand. Because you, my friend, have a lot to say. You are powerful beyond measure. You're smarter than you could ever imagine. And you astound your own self sometimes with what you come up with and what you think. And it is in that moment that super overwhelming, miraculous thought comes to you. And y'all know one of my favorite quotes comes from Dan Brown, the book, Never Close Your Mind to an Idea Simply Because It's Miraculous. The idea came to you, friend. It did. It is a miraculous, wonderful idea, and it is yours for the taking. It came to you on purpose. It is yours to trust in the power of the pursuit to make it happen. So not only are you wise beyond years, you're smarter, you're more beautiful. You are all the things that you ever wished and saw in other people. You are those things. You got to trust in the power of the pursuit today. You have wished it. You have wanted it. You have dreamed of it. We've talked about it. You've planned it. You've looked at it, as my daddy say, a million ways of Sunday. And as my big daddy say, I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. You've done all the things. You've done all the requirements. I promise, JoJo, there's nothing left for you to do other than trust in the power of the pursuit. Trust in the power of the pursuit. Period. You got to trust it. It was given to you. Y'all remember back in April, we talked about faith is elastic. It's not going to snap back. And that as you're stretching your faith beyond what you can currently see, it is clearing the way. And that is your light into your path, because as your faith is clearing the way, it is lighting the path. Have a good day, Joshua. Be peaceful, period. So as you're understanding that, y'all, as your faith is lighting your path, as you are being guided, because your faith is not going to snap back and hit you. It's not going to hurt. It's going to keep stretching and stretching. Stretch it to your current ability, and then it will stretch even more. Even in the stretching of your faith, you're trusting in the power of the pursuit that this thing will be. If that ain't faith, friend, I don't know what is. And we already looked up the definition of faith and determination. And even in the definition of faith, God is the second definition. The first definition is with confidence and a surety that this thing will happen. Then the second definition mentions God, and it says you have a spiritual premonition that the thing will come to pass. So on this great, most amazing day, it's going to be a good day, honey. We're going to wear some red hair, and we're going to be peaceful, period. We're going to enjoy life today. We're going to trust in the power of the pursuit. I want you to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. Friends and family don't have Facebook. Send them to that YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there and subscribe. It costs you nothing. to do that, as well as the podcast, the books. We have 8 books. We have a movie. I have recorded over 250 podcasts up until this point. If Janice is still on here, Janice, the second interview that I did with her came out this week. Last week, I have another interview that I did with a friend she's from the Midwest. I want to say Kentucky. No, Arizona, Missouri, somewhere around in there. That interview is coming out. You should see me posting about that this week. That interview is coming out. It's called The Twisted Mind. And it is a fun interview. So I hope you have the most amazing day. Please be peaceful, okay? Be peaceful with the thought. Be peaceful with the understanding. Be peaceful with the resoluteness, with the resolute understanding that this is what you said you wanted, and you're going to trust in the power of your pursuit. So have a great day, and I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.